Hi everybody, we're back with Rosalia and we're back with one of the many reactions on my channel that I've done of her. This is called Hentai and it comes from her third studio album that everybody has been talking about since its release, because I have to say it's pretty phenomenal. It's called Moto Mami in English. I'm sure it's the same in Spanish as well. But this particular track apparently is the last one that she's releasing from the track. But there's 16 tracks, so I would expect more from Rosalia, to be honest. But it's the fourth and official advance from Rosalia's third studio album that I've just mentioned. A term used, and this is the term of the song, is used in Japan to describe erotic or pornographic manga and anime. Hentai means roughly perversion. But in an interview with the newspaper El País, and that's the Spanish newspaper, like you've got the Times in England, you've got El País in Spain, that kind of thing, Rosalia explained the meaning of the song's title. I chose it because it is a sensuality or sexuality as well. Many times for me, what is not explicit is much more interesting, and hentai, just because it's drawn, seems to me to be very sensual and very beautiful, she says. Now, the explicit lyrics were met with criticism, and on TikTok, Rosalia just defended the lyrics and said she doesn't find them explicit, she finds them sensual. And with that in mind, that's how after the live performance of the Global Festival, I'm going to give you my interpretation with that in mind, that I've to treat the lyrics with sensuality, in a sensual manner, in a calm manner, and not just think because she uses a few expletive words that maybe it's more than what people think. But 5 days before the album's release anyway, Rosalia announced the album's release on TikTok 2 days before that, reciting the whole lyrics of the song. It said, in this new album, there's some humor. In my other projects, I didn't allow a sense of humor. Hentai is much more suggestive, much more erotic for me. Hentai is more interesting than conventional porn, she says. And why not talk about something like that as an inspiration for a song? And I agree. We read about it in the newspapers, Rosalia, every single day. We see it on social media. We can't escape sex or talking about sex or expletive words being used by so many creators on YouTube. You only have to go on YouTube and TikTok and see what people and how they dress and how they talk. It's much more in your face. So why not write about it in lyrics? Why not? It seems to be how things are at the moment in the music industry. And she says having sex is part of life. It is. It's what attracts the sexual chemistry between two people. And it's all the same. I put everything on the same level. Good for you, Rosalia. Good for you. So it's track 6 out of 16 tracks on this. Let's get listening to this extraordinary woman singing it live. And then we'll talk about the lyrics straight after. Just press the button now and this will come up because it's all live, everybody.
Pero mírate, no pienses más, nada que pensar, tan rico no puede ser, de cuero nada, pero tú un cuero, te quiero como mi va. Yo la di hacemos todo segundo chingarte. Lo primero, Dios, so good.
So let's now listen to Rosalia singing this live. Take it away, Rosalia.
Pero mírate, no pienses más, nada que pensar, tan rico no puede ser, de cuero nada, pero estoy encuerada, te quiero como mi baile, hazme modo Spike, yo la di, hasta que se montó, segundo chingarte, lo primero Dios, so good, good, so good, so good, so good, so good. Enamorada de tu pistola, roja amapola, crash esa ola, casi me controla. Enamorada de tu pistola, roja amapola, crash esa ola, casi me controla. Y te quiero como mi babe, hazme modo Spike, claro como que tiene un diamante en la punta, siempre me pone por delante de esa puta. So good, 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 so good, so good, so good, so good. Te quiero comer. Ya te quiero hacer hentai, ya te quiero hacer hentai, ya te quiero hacer hentai, hacerte hentai.
I'm sure the Global Citizen Festival was just brought to a standstill after that particular performance. I don't know what the controversy was about, to be honest, because yes, maybe in the video itself it's a bit more suggestive, but on a live performance like that, you forgive all the critics because you know she wins over them when they're watching. They're probably eating their words now, thinking, I wish I never complained about it, because I believe it did cause, I don't know why after Madonna anything that Rosalia would do, even in lyrics, would cause controversy, or it would cause anybody to stand back and think, oh my God, she's right about sex. I mean, my God. I only have to open a paper, which I have here, and on one of the pages you're going to find something in relation to that subject. So we go forth with the lyrics now, and I'll give you my interpretation. Do not come back in comments saying that's not what Rosalia said. It's what's in front of me, and it's my interpretation. Verse 1 in English, this is, Papi, look at you. Don't think about it. Nothing to think about. It just can't be that good. No bitch here, even if I'm naked. Aye, aye, aye. Followed by the chorus. I want to make love to you like I ride my bike. Make me a tape like Spike. I whipped it until it got hard. In the second place is making love to you. In the first place, God. Now I've changed some of the words because I can't be too expletive on YouTube. The profanity cannot come through because they shut down videos like this. So I've changed the words around, but the real words will come up in the translation to honor Rosalia and to honor the lyrics. And secondly, this isn't me backtracking, going, oh, I've said one thing, now I have to say another after looking at the lyrics. It's just how it is on YouTube. So in relation to this, it opens up very sensually and very honestly. And whereas some people would say the lyrics, the profanity is horrible in the lyrics, it's not. It's real. It's tender. It's true moments. When you make love to somebody, you go into the act of lovemaking to enjoy. And enjoyment comes in many different forms. And today it's not about the man stimulating the woman. It's also about the woman stimulating the man. It's a dual process. Not just lie back and just the man does all the work and then the woman goes, right, I'm going to make a cup of tea now. Do you want a slice of bread, love? Or before they make love, they go, don't forget to brush your teeth. That kind of thing. It's different, and the words reflect that. And then she says in the chorus, so, and I love the way she played the piano doing that. So good. You forgive her when she sings on a live performance like that. Because think about this, everybody. Marilyn Monroe sang a song in a dress that was worn recently and damaged, I believe, by Kim Kardashian. It was loaned from the museum for her to wear, and at some event, Coachella, I think it was, and she sang Mr. President with a low cut with the chest exposed, and it was happy birthday to you. Now come on, everybody, that was a way back in the 40s, and she was low cut with everything exposed, and people, it says here, the chorus is actually so good. Everybody thought that was good, as Kennedy sat listening to her singing, Marilyn Monroe singing to him, going, whew, and having a secret affair with her too. Rosalia is actually in a puffed out gown singing this, more covered up. So it's forgiving, it's sensual, and she delivers it beautifully. And when we are in the act of lovemaking, it is good, it's exciting, it's like, whoa. Oh, wow. That's the way it's supposed to be. And as Rosalia says, she's reenacting that moment, or one of many moments. She's a beautiful woman. I'm sure she's had many moments. Verse 2 says, in love with your pistol, poppy red. Crash that wave, it almost controls me. In love with your pistol, poppy red. Crash that wave, it almost controls me. I don't see anything wrong in that because, listen, our genital parts have many names and people just stimulate each other sexually, put on names to their genital parts. So mine's called Harry, Prince. I just called it that many years ago, and then it turned out there was a Prince Harry, and actually it's red as well. So there you go. And the chorus says, I want to ride you like I ride my bike. Make me a tape like Spike. Expensive like he has a diamond on the tip. You always put me before these whores. But she's not saying that in a prostitution way. She's saying that in a sensual way. Most people hate prostitutes and the whole business of it. I say prostitutes keep the dirt of the streets, the perversion away from ordinary people being affected. Because if certain people are allowed to roam the streets with their sexual perversions, ordinary people could be attacked and affected by this. So they do a job, and that's why we should have respect for prostitutes. And not everybody goes into prostitution being a dirty person. And the reason I say this is because whore, the word whore here is always related to that. But she's doing it in a different way. She's explaining to everybody, everyone has fantasies, but that's what a whore would do. I'm not. You always put me before that way of thinking. In other words, you come to me, and what we do is different and meaningful and passionate and everything that sex ought to be, because she goes into so good and repeats it. Now the outro, as we saw it with the piano, says, baby, I want to eat you up right now. I want to make you heenie now. I want to make you hentai now. Sorry, I want to make you hentai now. Make you hentai now. Hentai. In other words, because you are with me, because we are so good and so connected spiritually, mentally, physically, through our lovemaking as well as our ordinary lives, I will become that fantasy person in your head. That's more or less what she's saying. Because I trust you. I honor you. I honor my body with yours and yours with me. And that's what she's saying. This isn't any way profanity in the extreme like some people have said. This has been, I think, incredible. And as she says, I chose it because it's sensuality. And many times for me, what is not explicit, says Rosalie, is much more interesting. And I think so. It wasn't explicit. It was an interesting song to diagnose, and I enjoyed it. But most of all, when you sang that live version, you would never think in a million years it was. And that's my point. Sex isn't. It isn't dirty. It isn't expletive. It's something that is acceptable to talk about, to listen to write about, and to watch a performer sing about. You've proven that, Rosalia. Thank you for listening. Please like, comment, and don't forget to subscribe. All my videos are in Spanish, so you have no excuse to go and look for the other artists and enjoy them too.